The least deadly disaster on this list killed 20,000 people.
Top 6.
Worst natural disasters in history. Fire, flood, wind, ice. We're talking about the deadliest of each kind of disaster.
Number 6.
Avalanche, Peru, 1970. Okay, so there was this earthquake that broke the face off a mountain in the Andes. Now, in the town below, people were watching the World Cup game. And when they felt the earthquake, they went outside to check it out. Obviously. And that's when they saw just like a wall of rock and snow and ice barreling down on them. What are you supposed to do in that situation? Run? You can't outrun a fucking avalanche. Hide? No, this is no time for games. You'd get buried. So what? Just lay down in a cemetery and give up? Actually, yes. That's exactly what you're supposed to do, because the cemetery was on a hill, and it's reported that 92 people survived because they were able to reach higher ground. And they watched as the snow destroyed their entire town. And then it didn't even slow down. It just kept going on to the next town. So 2 whole towns were wiped out by this avalanche. In total, 20,000 people were killed. Yeah, snow is dangerous stuff.
Number 5.
Volcano, Indonesia, 1815. People on Sumbawa Island had been living underneath this dormant volcano forever. But then on April 5th, there were these like huge detonation sounds coming from inside the mountain, like bombs going off. They were so loud that people could hear them on another island 1,600 miles away. That's like someone in California hearing something in Iowa. It's crazy. Then the volcano exploded. It literally blew off the top third of the mountain. And it just kept erupting for days and days. And then like a week in, 3 pillars of fire just like shot out and met in the middle like some super villain call sign. And the eruption didn't stop until sometime between the 11th and 17th of July. That's like 3 months later. A volcano erupting for 3 months? That's insane. That's not even the craziest thing. The ash that was pumped out of the volcano blocked out the sun and actually lowered the temperature of the entire planet. 1816 was known as the year without a summer. This volcano from hell, not surprisingly, killed upwards of 90,000 people. Lava is some dangerous shit. So I have no idea why they named desserts after it. It's just reckless.
Number 4.
Tsunami, Indian Ocean, 2004. The deadliest tsunami ever happened in our lifetime, unless you're under 10, in which case you should not be watching this show, it's not appropriate. It was the day after Christmas and a 9.2 earthquake struck in the Indian Ocean. So here's the thing about tsunamis. They can happen hours after an earthquake. So the earthquake hits and you're fine for a while. So after the earthquake, the ocean floor shifted, sucking the sea out. And it just looked like a really low tide. So people ran down to the beach to collect shells. And that's when all the water came rushing back in a wall that was up to 100 feet high. People were swallowed up. Buildings burst apart from the force of the water. Cities were destroyed. And this happened across 14 countries. It's been reported that the tsunami killed up to 280,000 people. A lot.
Number 3.
Hurricane, East Pakistan, 1970. An avalanche, a hurricane. 1970 was a bad year for disasters. So this hurricane was called the Bola cyclone, and tropical winds hit land at 115 miles an hour. It headed north and just got worse and worse over the next 3 days. In one sub-district of Bangladesh, over 45% of the population was killed. And the aid response was weak. You can count on 2 hands the number of boats and planes assigned to relief work the following week. Death tolls climbed over the next 2 months because aid still wasn't making it to survivors and people were sleeping out in the cold. In January, this storm killed 500,000 people. Yeah, that's a big number. And George Harrison of the Beatles thought so too. So he got together with some artists to raise money for people in need. This became the 1971 Concert for Bangladesh, the first modern benefit concert.
Number 2.
Earthquake, China. 1556. You know in cartoons how an earthquake literally splits the earth apart? Well, that happened. 66-foot crevices literally opened up right underneath people. At the epicenter of the earthquake, I kid you not, every single thing was destroyed. Half of the people were crushed by falling debris. Also back then, lots of people lived in these caves dug into cliff sides, and it all just collapsed, killing everyone. 60% of China's population was killed, estimated at 830,000 people.
And number 1.
Flood. China, 1931. This place sucks for disasters, but it has delicious food and a great fucking wall. When the rain first started, people were happy. It looked like China was coming out of a 2-year drought, but then the rain just kept coming. and coming. The Yangtze and Huai rivers overflowed and smashed through houses on the riverbanks, killing people before they could even get out of their beds. So the two rivers killed like thousands of people in the countryside. And then they merged at the Chinese capital, Nanjing, which was on a hill. So it kind of created this little tiny island of hope. Everyone's stuck on this hill and the water's raging all around the capital and they can't get out. And so now they're dying of starvation and waterborne illness and murder. Because they couldn't get food, survivors resorted to cannibalism. Some people even killed their babies. Then on August 25th, levees surrounding the capital broke and a wall of water crashed down on everybody. 200,000 people were killed in their sleep, bringing the total death count to around 4 million people. That's like if every single human in Los Angeles drowned right now. I'll take the drought.
Top 6.
All right, guys, that's it for today. Everyone, please be safe. Do your earthquake drills, tsunami drills, hurricane drills. I'm Kelly Landry, and you're smarter and more doomed than you were. Note to self, don't move to China. I'm from China, Maine, though.
Yeah.
I am. I'm from China.
That's
China, Maine. This place. This place. Come on, guys. What's the deal with China?
We don't have to say.
Here comes Pippi. Look, stop.
Oh no! Is it that time already?
Okay, let's go.